Okay, I don't know what happened there, but so we've got sine of cosine inverse of 2x. So when we're looking at our triangles, I still want us to think about it in terms of x and y and r, but don't label it x, y, and r because it'll get real confusing because you've already got a variable x in here. We're going to assume that x is a positive value. So where does inverse cosine live? So inverse cosine lives in quadrant 1 and quadrant 2. Okay, so where is inverse cosine, or where is cosine positive? Cosine positive is going to be in quadrant 1. Okay, so here is going to be my triangle. So this is saying that cosine of some angle is going to be equal to 2x, right? So that means this side is going to be 2x, so that means that my r value has got to be a 1, okay? Or whatever you want to call it. So let's just call this a b here. Just call it a b. So if I wanted to find b, I would still be using my Pythagorean theorem. So I would have x, 2x, all of that squared, plus a b squared is going to be equal to a 1 squared. So this is going to end up being a 4x squared plus a b squared is equal to a 1. So if I want to solve for b, I move the 4x squared over, so I'm going to have a b squared. It's going to be equal to a 1 minus a 4x squared. And then I'm going to take the square root, so b now is going to be equal to the square root of 1 minus a 4x squared. Okay. So this side over here is going to be equal to square root of 1 minus a 4x squared. So now I want to find sine of that theta here. So sine of that theta, this is why it's so important to do your triangle. So square root of a 1 minus 4x squared, because that's the opposite side, over your hypotenuse side, which is just a 1. So your answer here is just going to be the square root of 1 minus a 4x squared. Good-o? Alright, try to do this one for me. So it's sine inverse tangent just of x. So inverse tangent lives in quadrant 1 and quadrant 4. But it's only positive of that in quadrant 1. Okay, so this is what my triangle would look like in that quadrant 1. So what I'm looking for is the theta where tangent of that angle is x over 1. So tangent is opposite over adjacent. So the side that I need to find is that c over there. So we'll have x squared plus 1 squared is going to be equal to a c squared. So we'll have x squared plus 1, and then if we take the square root of both sides here, then our c is just going to be the square root of x squared plus a 1. And this will be a positive because it's in quadrant 1 here, right? Both of those are positive, so your c is always positive. So what I want to find is now sine of that angle, that same angle. So sine of that same angle is going to be opposite over your hypotenuse here, which is square root of x squared plus a 1. Rationalize the denominator, so you'll just multiply by the square root of x squared plus a 1. So you'll have x times x squared plus a 1 all over x squared plus a 1. So here we go. Alright, so that's your inverse trig function. So just make sure that you really understand it, work through the homework. If you have any questions about anything, please let me know. You'll have a great day.